Hey everyone, yay, we're here. Okay, so I'm really excited because we have a great opportunity to talk to Kirsten I. She is from Holland and she is really excited about moving into doing the work that many of us are doing in the United States. There's some in London, Australia, and Canada. And as this explodes globally, which I'm really excited about, Kirsten is interested. And so we decided to take this online and take this in a video and show the world the possibilities. And so the question, well, actually, would you like to introduce yourself? Let's do this first. Tell us a little bit about what you do in Holland and why you think this would be valuable for your life and for your
career. Yes. Yeah, well, thank you for inviting me to this, Janet. I'm excited to be here. I didn't know this was happening, but things like this happen, and it's really nice. So, for me, I am 35, live in Rotterdam. It's a big city, and I am currently working in healthcare with people who are in recovery of addiction, which is really nice work. But I also have my own background with that, and I think also for me, in addiction, you how do you say? You value the importance of connection. Addiction is a disease of not being connected. That's what I learned myself, and that's what I see around me. And I would really want to do something with that, more hands-on. And for me, affection and touch is always really, really important. And I really want to share that with people who can use that. And I think in Holland, because there are not a lot of cuddlists here around yet, it would be very beneficial to start up this here in Holland more.
Yeah. And so like the big question was, okay, do I just start doing it? Or do I look into getting trained and certified and the value of that? And I would say hands down, like there's so many reasons why doing a training and getting the certification is helpful. And I'll just kind of name off a few. Interrupt me at any time if you have any questions. But I think the whole world needs to know why this is valuable. And so let's say number one, it gives you credibility, right? You're with a large organization and it gives you community. So you also have support and people there because things come up. I mean, this process, you don't just get trained and you're set and ready to go out in the world and do it. Like we're always evolving, always learning, and learning about ourselves. And that can be really difficult because we don't realize how we still have boundary issues and we're still learning how, what's okay and what's not okay around touch and relationships. So it's an upgrade right away. Like right away, you're becoming a stronger person.
Yeah.
And then that's just for like the self. And I think the training is great just for that. And then moving to the next step, which is what you're thinking, like you want to work with your community. You're already doing addiction work. I would say then you're looking at how do we do this? How can this support your community? And I'd like to speak to cuddlist.com. So cuddlist.com this is how we got connected anyway, has this program that's already created that now shows us how do we take these values of boundaries, saying yes and no, asking for what you want.
Little interruption. The kids of my neighbors are really screaming, so I'm going to close the door because that maybe is a bit disturbing in the video.
Yes, so while you're doing that, I have 4 kids. I completely know screaming. And
well, there's some kids, but not so handy if you make a video. So yes. Going back to my little spot over here. Sorry?
Yeah, this is live video. This is what live.
Yeah. This is what happens. That's what happens, right? Okay.
Completely normal.
Let's go again.
Natural. So then we're thinking about what people need are really strong boundaries, right? Like, so when I meet a client, I need to be really strong with my boundaries and who I am and what I'm okay with, what I'm not okay with. And also for me to ask for what I want, being able to have those communication skills. So people come to me wanting to know, do you have these skills? Because a lot of people want them too. And so I model them, I show them, because I've gone through the training, because I know how to do it. And then they get the skills, and then they're able to put those skills to their relationships, which is what we're trying to do, is multiplying this amazing work, right? So I don't know, do you have any thoughts or questions of what I just said?
Thinking about, just distracted about the tantrum outside, but yeah, what I already said to you, you know what, I already trained in guiding people and talk to people and giving them support, and but that's more on a yeah, with your head, you know, not with the. And I'm also a trained massage therapist, but also that's different. And this for me is getting so much more closer to somebody's space. And yeah, what I think I really need to learn: what are the boundaries? What can you do? What don't you know? What's needed? How can I do this in a respectful way that I don't hurt people or go over their boundaries, and that I can give them what they need. And you know, I think if people are who want to do this already have that sensibility to feel what people need, but then still it's nice to have professional guidelines on how to do that. And I think I'm searching for that, so I can acknowledge that what I think is right is actually right, or I need to do something else. Is that making sense to you?
Yes. You know, you talk about like hurting others. I like to use the word harm. So there is a lot of potential to, especially with survivors of physical or sexual abuse.
Yes.
There's a huge potential of reactivating that trauma and making that worse for them, because people come to us and they trust us. They want to know that you know that they're safe, and that's so important, right? So for them to feel safe, the sessions need to be about them.
Yeah.
And they get to ask for what they want. And that's one of the hardest things, is learning how to be okay with awkwardness. And the training talks about this, how to be okay with, all right, so you know, what kind of cuddling or touch would you like? And they're like, I don't know. And you're like, I can wait.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so you're not pushing your agenda. You're not pushing on them what you think needs to happen. You're not trying to make them change or be like you, or like all of like how we project on other people.
I think what they need, and that's not what they need, but you think that they need that, and then you want to give that. And I think that's the things you have to learn with people who are already experiencing or experienced with this job, and I'm not. So that's the things I'm looking for. Yes.
Especially if you come from like a social worker background or a massage background. I saw one person that was in the training who came from a background where she was always the one doing stuff and she was deciding for the client.
Yeah.
And for her to transition from that to what Cuddlist does under the Cuddlist model, like for her to transition was super difficult, and she wasn't able to do it because she didn't know what she wanted, and she didn't know how to make space for what the client would want.
Yeah, that's it. It's making space and taking a step back and let somebody come to you with what they need. I think that's what it's about, right?
Right. And if your client ends up saying, I don't want this anymore, or I don't like this, it's not about us. So we don't get our feelings hurt. I mean, we could get our feelings hurt, but giving enough space where ultimately we're like, thank you for taking care of yourself. Right.
Yes. It's about no judgment in whatever form or way. Yeah. Okay. I get that.
So it is super valuable. Again, the training that I'm most familiar with is cuddlist.com, and I love it. And those of you who are watching this video now or later, just know that like it is an excellent training. It provides a lot of very simple and easy to access information. It's I think it's super accessible financially, and again, it just really, I think if anything, it really makes like the person that's taking the training grow. Like you realize, wow, I didn't realize these things, and learning about consent, learning about asking for what you want. Like even in the training, there's a whole part about like, what are your boundaries and what are you okay with and what are you not okay with? And also accepting that what I'm okay with, you may not be okay with that, and that's okay. And so in my city, there are now like four to five, six cuddlists, like 6 people that are working under this model. And my clients know, like if they come to me, they get one experience. If they go to another one, they get another one. Each person has their own boundaries, because what most matters is that both people, both practitioner and client, are both comfortable at all times. It's no one's ever tolerating anything. No one's ever putting up with the experience. It's genuine. It's authentic. It's like a real relationship. Yeah. Any last questions, Kirsten? Anything that you think about your community in Holland would want to hear, or?
So I'm not really thinking about that yet. It's just my first experience in diving into this, so I'm not sure how I'm going to make it work here, or what kind of way I'm going to do it. It's just more I'm doing the how do you say, I'm looking into it, and what do I need to do, and where do I have to start, and that's the first thing. So I'm thinking also about people with disabilities, or elderly people in hospitals. I think that's the thing here in Holland that needs a lot of attention, and also because we in Holland, we are very individualistic, difficult word, very on ourselves and not really in a community. It's growing here, and also the emotional awareness is growing, but it's not there yet. And I think Catalyst can help getting the connection more with people. And if you dare to go to a Catalyst, you also dare to just talk to somebody on the street and put an arm around them or make contact with other people. And I think that's what we need here, and this could be a start. Yeah.
May I give you a suggestion?
Of course.
Here's what I'd like you to experiment with and try: that you don't touch anybody unless you ask them first.
Yeah.
And I'd like to invite you to ask as many times as you can. Like put a goal, like every day you're going to ask 10 people if you can touch their shoulder, hold their hand, give them a hug, but you have to ask first.
Yeah.
If you can, any kind of touch. So think of like every day, put a goal, like, okay, 3 people, maybe that 10 is too much. Like 3 people, I'm going to give 3 hugs every day. Before you do anything, with your hands down, right? So don't put your hands out like, hey.
Put your hands.
That's like, no. Put your hands down. You can say, may I give you a hug? And then wait for a yes or no. If they say, okay, sure. Like, and then there's of course translations, right? You know what people are like, all right, then say no.
Yeah.
Either you're a yes or no. If you're anything but a yes, then it's a no. And see what that feels like for you. Because that is the beginning of like seeing how people respond to that. And then when you do give the touch, if it's a hug or whatever it is, it's just see what that does for the person. And you can talk about it later once you release and say, or maybe the next day, how was that for you? What did that feel like?
Yeah.
And getting feedback and seeing, like, is this a true need in your community? Is this something that people really want and need? And then next time you could ask them, maybe another day, say, is there any kind of touch that you would like to receive right now? Like once you build a relationship around touch, and they may say, I really like that hug you gave me the other day. And they say, would you like another one? Like, yeah, I would. So like you're starting to build this culture around yourself. And then when people realize, oh, Kirsten is the one that does all the touching and all the hugging and all that. And she's respectful, right? Respectful and caring. And she asks before she does it. She's intentional. Then you'll become that person. And then when you create your services, guess who they're going to call? Kirsten. Guess who they're going to refer? She does it right. She's respectful. She's caring. She waits. She doesn't have an agenda. She allows me to decide. you know, she's helping me get clear on my yes and my no. You're going to become that person. And I can foresee a very successful business.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope I can help a lot of people. That's and also myself, because I think I'm really going to enjoy having that contact with people. So it goes both ways. It's all positive.
Yes. All right, so we're going to sign off from Facebook and
Yeah.
don't go anywhere, but we're going to sign off and thank everyone for watching. This is really helpful, hopefully in your community, wherever you are in the world. If you're interested in doing this in your community, these tips are helpful for you. Contact me for more information.